Alright, good morning guys, and welcome to another day of 365, and it is a new week, so I'm on my way back to work, and the kids are up and ready, watching shows, eating breakfast, getting ready for school, and today actually feels like spring. It's nice and warm outside, and the birds are chirping, and it's raining, so spring. But nice and warm, no more frost, and I'm excited for the temperatures that are in the forecast for this week. So hopefully we get the warmth that they're calling for and we can get outside and actually get some things done around the house.
Good morning, guys. So it's gonna be a rough week. Pretty rough week, and I apologize now because I'll probably complain about it a lot. So I hopped on the scale this morning and I am 167, which means I am officially up 10 pounds from my lowest weight. Which means that I have been worse with my binge eating than even I thought, because those 10 pounds have all been put on within the last month. And like, I worked really hard to get those 10 pounds off. It took me almost 3 months to take that 10 pounds off. And I managed to undo all of that work in a month. I do understand that binge eating is something I'm going to deal with for the rest of my life. And it's a disorder. It's not just, you know, like I like food and I'm gonna eat food. I have a physical compulsion to eat as a means of dealing with stress. As I've mentioned before, I've been dealing with some bipolar issues and just, I don't know, I think some of it, I think it's self-perpetuating. I think that I had a bit of a funk with my bipolar, and because my medication wasn't super helpful with that at the time, I self-medicated with binging. Now, the binging made me gain weight rapidly, and in doing so, my medication was far less effective because, I mean, it was fine when I was losing weight because it was very gradual, so I had time to adjust to the levels of medication in my bloodstream at a nice slow rate, and everything just kind of balanced out on its own. I gained 10 pounds rather quickly, which means that my body had no time to get used to the lower amount of medication in my bloodstream. I mean, it was the same amount, but because it had to work through more body, which means that, again, medication wasn't as effective. My bipolar symptoms were worse. I self-medicated more with more food. I understand the reasons behind my binging. It doesn't excuse it though, and I really need to get a handle on it before, I mean, I could honestly see myself back up to 250 pounds within less than 5 months. Like, it is 100% possible that would happen if I don't get a hold of this. So this morning was a wake-up call. Now I'm dealing with it. I'm going to take responsibility like a grown-up for my health and my mental wellness, and I'm really going to start working the program that my therapist gave me last year to deal with the binging. So again, I'm back onto 100% logging all my food. I am weighing it with a food scale, I am logging it, and I'm going to stick to my 1100 calories a day. I know some people are gonna say that that's not enough. I am a short woman. I just simply do not, even when I'm at maintenance calories, I as a short woman who, I'm gonna list myself as sedentary because realistically, I only do purposeful exercise. I'm not really active when I'm just home by myself. It's, you know, me and the kids are playing, but I'm not super active. I'm not like at a job where I'm standing up all day or working and walking around all day. So realistically, other than the days where I am intentionally active, I lead a sedentary lifestyle, as do most people. So the 2,000 calorie a day diet doesn't really work for me. As I said, I'm sedentary and I am short. Mama. So even at my highest calorie intake, I will only be at about 16 or 1,700 calories a day, and accommodating based on my activity level for those particular days. So 1,100 is a reasonable amount. It's a 500 calorie deficit that will lead to about a pound a week. And it's been what's worked for me in the past. I know some people are gonna think it's way too few calories, but it's what's worked for me in the past. By my body size and stature, it is an appropriate deficit for me. And I highly recommend that anybody else who needs to figure out what they need as far as daily caloric intake to consult their doctor and figure it out with them. I got myself out of the mood funk by giving myself small, accomplishable goals. And I'm going to do the same thing with the weight loss and getting my weight back under control. I am logging every day, goal number 1. Goal number 2, I'm going to get out for a big 400 calorie burning walk at least 3 days a week. And if I can't get out due to weather, I will be jumping on my mini trampoline to do the 400 calories. For a year I did this and it worked well. And the only reason I stopped doing it was not because it wasn't working, it was because mental health issues caused me to compulsively binge. So I'm gonna get this under control, and I'm gonna start working the program that my therapist gave me and stop thinking that I'm fine. Because I'm not fine, and that's okay. So I would definitely, under typical circumstances, log the calories meticulously that I'm burning, because I would eat back those calories. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them, because you don't want your deficit to be too big or you can end up fatigued. So yeah, but this week I definitely have a surplus of calories to burn through, 10 pounds worth. Although honestly probably half of that is water. And I do expect to drop quite a bit this first week, but it's not fat loss, that's definitely water weight. Got all of the tulips and daffodils that are starting to bloom. Very first pretty blooms of spring. Just playing. So while she's playing, I'm going to take a minute and kind of talk about my binge eating disorder. The interesting thing about binge eating disorder is that it was actually only just recently, in the last 10 years or so, recognized as a valid eating disorder. Before that, it was very difficult to treat binge eating because most people only saw eating disorders as those who are significantly underweight. So people who binge and purge, anorexia, those sorts of things. And it was only recently where binge eating was actually considered an official eating disorder. I actually have a history of not being treated for it simply because they didn't even recognize it as an issue. I had a doctor once say to me when I went for weight loss advice, have you ever considered just, not eating as much? Which, I mean, sure, that's the truth, but it's an oversimplification, especially when the urge to eat is pathological and not just, like poor discipline. But there's still tons of people who believe that it's a discipline issue and that it's not really a valid disorder. So, I mean, just talking about my eating disorder with people, it's kind of difficult because people still believe that unless you are severely underweight, you don't have an eating disorder.
The kids are home from school and they want to go for a bike ride, and John wants to take his scooter for a spin.
So Brian took the kids to the park, so I am going to head out to the grocery store because I need a couple things, and honestly, if I don't get out of the house and move around or do something, I'm gonna cave and I'm gonna eat chocolate, and that won't be good for anybody. This has been a lot more difficult and challenging today than I thought it was going to be. I am hangry. I'm not hungry. I've eaten an appropriate amount of calories up to this point, but I want chocolate, I want sugar, I want chips, I want junk, I want everything. Yeah, I'm not doing too well right now. I really, really want to binge, and it's really, I can't even believe it. It really goes to show just how much work I undid by giving into the binge and just letting this month get away from me.
I'm gonna read my French book, and it's called Qui a part cette U, because I'm in French immersion. Okay, so it's time for homework and then bed, which means it's time to end the vlog. If you liked our video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any of our videos, click the subscribe button down below. Leave a happy, friendly comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!